So while everybody else is talking about mrrepzion, I'm going to talk about moderators. Now you might say, Jim Prophet, you always talk about moderators, and mrrepzion is a moderator. But I don't think you all quite understand the depths of moderator evil. You think I'm only talking about the surface, that is, moderator bullying, when you cannot actually have a civil discussion with somebody else because they get to control the environment, and there is nothing to stop them from ejecting you. Nothing at all. It doesn't matter how nice you are. It doesn't matter how articulated you are. It doesn't matter how rational you are. It doesn't matter how much you try to adhere to the imaginary rules. They make it up as they go along, and that is no way to act. That is not even legal. You cannot claim that you have legal ownership and some legal terms of agreement when you go and just make it up as you go along. You go tell that to a lawyer. They will laugh right in your face. There is no way a contract can only exist on one side. It has to apply to both parties, or else it's null and void. And in fact, that's why a lot of times lawsuits happen, because the side that wants to enforce the contract did not adhere to the contract themselves, and that's why counter lawsuits tend to work a lot of times. So that is one problem of moderators. But what I'm talking about here is what life will be like 10 years from now, maybe even 2 years from now. We see how prevalent the internet is to our day-to-day lives. Facebook, PayPal, Bitcoin, things like that. That's what I'm really talking about here. I'm talking about how there are moderators that exist within these strong websites that basically dictate a large portion of your life. YouTube is the only reliable video source right now. And if YouTube bans you, where do you go to fucking watch videos? Where do you go to upload videos? Things like that. PayPal is one of the largest basically internet banks. If PayPal bans you, where do you put your money on the internet? In fact, what happens to the money you already had if they ban you? The same thing with... It's going to get to the point where you're going to trade specifically online. There will be very little trading with cash currency, and it will mostly be done on online transactions. And do you really want to live under a system where someone can just ban you outright? Doesn't that sound remarkably like the mark of the beast, where you cannot buy or sell without this mark, and at any time the person upstairs can just X out your mark and then you're up shit creek? Do you want to live in a world like that? Because that's where you're headed, and to a lot of extent, that's where you are right now. And, that's just one aspect of it. As I said, with video games, you buy video games, legally you buy them, you purchase them to play them, and then they think they can ban you from the video game itself. So, what's the point of buying it if you cannot objectively have it? What's the point of buying something if somebody else can tell you you cannot play that? That cannot possibly be legal. It isn't legal. And just nobody is shouting it out. Nobody wants to validate it because you want to continue to believe, like a fucking religion, that moderators offer some kind of desirable end goal to society, and they don't. Your defenses are just ridiculous. I mean, it's so indoctrinated. How? What possibly happened to you? Were you brainwashed? Were you drugged up? I cannot understand how you can be like, without moderators, we would live in anarchy and chaos. Would you want that? Well, in comparison, yeah. Yeah, if it means having to be moderated or chaos and anarchy, I'll take the chaos and anarchy. I'll take people running in the streets throwing Molotov cocktails and fucking burning shit down and shitting on cars. Because guess what? The good thing about chaos, it's fair. At least in chaos, there is no monopoly. In chaos, there is no oligarchy. In chaos, there is no absolute authority. There is not people being selected to be hurt. There is merely chaos. Destruction equally for everybody. And while that may not be the result we want, it's at least a result we can live with. Because I would rather us be equal. That is the only way we're going to be free at all, is if we're equal. Maybe we're equally tyrannized, but we're still more free equally tyrannized than if we're unequally tyrannized. So, how are you not understanding that? And like I said, that is that would not happen. If the internet was free to transgress without any moderators, you would not suddenly live in anarchy and chaos, I guarantee you. Because, your Bitcoin and your PayPal and your YouTube would still run just as it does today. You just would not have somebody dictating the course of it. If someone hacked you, you would still get hacked, but you're going to get hacked anyway. If someone really wants to ruin your life, they're going to. And there is nothing moderators can nor will do to stop it. They do not have any desire to stop it. That's not what they exist for. They exist to censor you. They exist to abuse you. They are simply there to hurt you when the hackers are not there to hurt you. So, why are you compounding the problem? If you're going to say that, there's all these other bad guys out there, yes, but why add to that? Why add more bad people? Why bestow this authority upon bad people to do more bad things to you? That doesn't make any fucking sense at all. It doesn't prevent any bad. Any at all. All it does is hamper free speech. All it does is hamper equal treatment. All it does is completely spit on the rule of law, and the rule of man, and civil liberties. How are you going to claim that there is any excuse for that? And you all are just not getting it. You're too fucking stupid. And it aggravates me, and it depresses me, because I have to live in that world. I have to live in a world that's fucking control freak. I have to live in a totalitarian universe because you're too stupid to know otherwise. Because of your insolence and your apathy, the rest of us have to suffer. Unequally, mind you. So, get your shit together. Actually sit down and think about it. While you still can, while you're still allowed to. Because I guarantee you, if there was a way they could ban you for thought crime, they would do it. So, that's all I have to say for now.